I love podcasting.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indy PopCon, GenCon, and the gaming capital of the world, we are the Established Facts.
If it has the word lechery in it, it's right up my alley.
I promise you it's not.
You were just waiting for me to hit record, weren't you?
He was. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Established Facts. I promise you that lechery will not be the discussion on this episode. This is episode 143 of The Established Facts. We are going to be continuing our series on background roll-ups and Session 0 importance. We're going to be using the player template from
The group template.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's right in front of you.
I don't read. I don't read.
Oh, we did just say that, didn't we?
Yeah, I did. I literally just said that before you hit record. Is I don't read books. I watch the cinematic versions of them. So anyway, we're going to be going over the group template, famously used by, and I say famously, but famously,
or infamously, depending on who you ask.
Infamously used by our friends at Fear the Boot. If you have any questions or if you want to check it out, we will definitely have links in our show notes so that you can do that. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and go around the table. We'll start to my right and introduce everybody.
This is Josh.
Lance.
I'm Avital.
And we also have two guests with us from Roleplay Roulette. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys, and tell us why we should know who you are.
All right. Hey, I am the fabulous Mr. Fox from Seven Realms Productions. We do, like as you said, we do the show Roleplay Roulette, where we review role-playing games on YouTube. Sometimes with funny little skits, sometimes without, because that got to be too resource intensive. But we love RPGs, we love game theory, and we like talking about whether or not we like the individual game itself.
All right.
And I am Jay, also from Roleplay Roulette, and yeah, I've been playing RPGs since I was 11 years old, so I like to think I know at least a little bit about them.
Okay.
And I like to voice my opinions on other people.
Very cool. And I, of course, am your host, Big Don. So a question for you guys, Fox and Jay, before we get into our discussion. First of all, go ahead and answer individually. We'll start with Fox, and then we'll go to Jay. What is your favorite role-playing system, and what got you into playing role-playing games?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wanted to tell you how I got into role-playing games. It's a story that amuses me, and I am arrogant enough to think that it amuses other people.
Go for it. We love
otherwise
gamer
I wouldn't be
stories.
on YouTube, I suppose.
Right, exactly.
So when I was a wee tiny little babby, I was very enamored of board games. I designed my first board game in first grade. And around the age of 13, I got really into Final Fantasy VI. So I started getting into this absolutely brilliant idea of how I was going to come up with this new board game system, elevate the board game into this new thing with the philosophical idea that was presented in Final Fantasy, and I ended up working on a role-playing game, which I thought was this new bleeding edge idea, and then one of my friends was like, oh yeah, like Dungeons and Dragons. So one of my friends wants to run Werewolf the Apocalypse, you want to join? And by now I'm like 15.
Right.
And I've been working on this game for 2 years, and I go and I read it, and I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted to do. And then I discovered I was 40 years late to the party, and I was very sad.
There you go.
Gosh, my favorite game system, gosh, I don't even know if I can name one. I'll just tell you what my favorite one to do right now is Cardinal Engine by Sanguine Productions.
Okay.
Which you'd find in Iron Claw, Urban Jungle, and Mirrored Song.
Okay. Very cool. I have not heard of that one, but that definitely sounds pretty sweet.
It's a really fast, smooth system with enough crunch to make just about everybody happy one way or the other.
Very cool.
If you want to know more about it, you can watch our review of it on our channel.
There you go. And Jay?
Link to that in the description, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There you go, Josh. Some
I
work
would
for you.
appreciate that. No, as for, let's see, how I started playing RPGs, I had a friend, my best buddy from second grade, and I have sadly lost contact with him. Richard, buddy, if you're out there, thanks so much. But
Richard, if you're out there and you're listening to this,
Yeah.
we love you.
If you're out there on, if Richard is out there in Radio Land,
yeah,
That's
but
right.
he taught me to play, and I actually started with Palladium's Robotech RPG. That was the first RPG I ever played,
Robotech.
which is jumping into a Palladium game. First thing, I'm surprised my head didn't explode, but
Right.
because it was 11. But the as for my favorite system, I'm trying to think. My favorite, because we review so many systems. I read so many games, and they don't blur together, but I've got so many of them in my head that accessing any one of them is difficult. I'm super enamored of Fate, like the various incarnations of the Fate engine. I think that's kind of awesome.
our
but
Faith Core.
Faith Core, is it? Yeah, I mean, I guess we could transfer our shameless plugging of Dead Gentleman to here.
Yeah,
Dead Gentleman Productions. They put out
Our
an
friends
RPG.
Don, Cam, and Jimmy from Dead Gentleman Productions.
put out an RPG based on their Demon Hunters, their college movie that they did. And
That's very cool.
It's beautiful.
It is
It's a beautiful
amazing.
system.
I have it up there somewhere.
Do you?
Yeah.
What he means by up there is he has a shelf full of game books.
Yes.
And it's on that shelf.
It's true. Me and
Fate-
Audio
Fate's
landed my
back
point.
there.
Yeah.
Pathfinder, lots
Yeah.
of Pathfinder.
I did because I backed the Demon Hunters Kickstarter because I'm a big fan of Dead Gentleman.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
Me
Well,
too,
there you
but
go.
completely different.
Okay, so not an unwelcome ad.
No,
well,
there are not very many
Okay.
unwelcome ones
Okay.
on this podcast.
But I like their variation of Fate quite a bit. It's occurred to me to use it for anything and everything, but you got to tailor it.
Fate's a
You gotta tailor
good
the
system.
so.
We've played Fate at a couple of conventions. I think conventions for Fate is like beautiful.
Well, yeah, because there's no charts to reference.
right.
nothing.
It's just so good, especially Fate Accelerated. If you've played
That's
Fate
actually my
Accelerated,
preferred.
Yeah.
I really enjoy kind of that. I like improv anyway, and so kind of having that shotgun character setup in Fate is just it's a really good time in my opinion. So
well, I mean, if that's if you like those at conventions, we actually run, at least for last year and this year, we run the Demon Hunters in official capacity for the Dead Gentleman at GenCon.
Okay.
If that could be something anybody wants to sign up for.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely be looking for you. Then that's cool, and then that's awesome.
And it doesn't have to go for more than 2 sessions, so I can absolutely get that
They'll
game
actually
to work.
do
right.
it.
There you go.
So I'm the game master whose games die quite a bit. So.
Yeah, I understand that. I have had a couple of those myself, unfortunately, but all right. So we're going to get into the group template now. Some of you may be wondering what the group template is. I'm going to give you kind of a short synopsis, and I'll read the instructions, and you can follow along with us if you print off.
text.
That's right. This is my favorite things as a GM. Box text. All right, so the group template is a questionnaire that the party is basically filling out the answers to these questions, and you don't necessarily have to write them down. It's more of when you're in the party, you're trying to discuss them, to figure out your motivations, to figure out what capacity as a group you want to work in with the GM, if those things have been defined. And essentially, it is an opportunity for you to do a session 0 party creation without going through the long process of building all of your characters and then trying to play, well, why would my guy be in this bar at this time when I'm a cleric and I should be over here in my temple? And it's like, okay, we got to work with each other here. So the group template kind of allows for that creative meshing of people in a party. Now, there are 10 questions on the... it looks like there are 2 pages. There are questionnaire. There's a questionnaire for designing a group template, and then there's the actual group template. So I'm going to go over the very quick group template questions. There are only 3 of them, but essentially we're going to use the questionnaire to figure out what the answer to these 3 questions are on the template. So the first question is, in just a few words, what is this group supposed to be? Then you have shared history. What common experiences has the party been through? And then thirdly, you have current situation. What's the current status of the group and its members? Where are they? What are they doing? What sorts of things are they interested in right now?
So, since our next one is going to be kind of a dice rolling backup that looks like it's a little more geared towards fantasy, and since our first one was kind of more current time with a little science fiction, I think it might be a good idea to do something like space opera.
Sure, we can totally do that.
Something along those lines, because it's somewhere because
Like my first RPG.
He's speaking his language now.
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. I'm just trying to find. Does anybody else have another suggestion? I'm trying to find a place for us to kind of start. Like
Dark Sun.
Dark Sun, huh?
What?
That's another high fantasy one, is it not?
There's no magic in Dark.
No magic in Dark
yes,
Sun.
there is.
Well, there's psionics.
No, there are actual spellcasters in Dark Sun. The clerics, wizards, all that sort of thing.
Right. So
It's
space
just a little.
opera.
There's a spin on it.
I don't know what Dark Sun
Dark
is. Don't
Sun-
look at me that
I
way.
don't know what Dark Sun is.
It's
Setting for second edition
Yeah.
D&D,
which they brought back in 4th edition.
which they did. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. It's too bad 4th edition stunk.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I was going to say they did a great job on it. It's just the problem is if you want to
system
play it,
is
you have
bad.
to play 4th edition.
It's the
Yeah.
most. Well, it's the. I've said before. It's the most elegant game you'll ever play that isn't any fun.
Okay.
It's very elegantly designed.
See,
but it's
you go.
bogged down in play.
I like to
Yeah.
refer to it as the board game edition because the one great thing that came out of 4th edition are the board games. Like
Yeah,
if you
because that's
play
exactly the
board games,
mechanics that they
they're
use.
great.
Yeah.
Some of the video
Yeah,
games
yeah.
they
It's
did were
the
really good
video
as
game
well.
board game.
Right.
Sure.
It is the longest game of World of Warcraft played sans computer. that you'll ever not quite enjoy.
Yeah. I will say this.
Please don't sue us.
To give credit, to give credit where credit is due, that system works phenomenally in Star Wars Saga because that's where it was designed originally, and that system works for Saga because of the theme of Star Wars and that very you're always like strategizing with people and using those mechanics of
Powers and
exactly.
abilities. And,
and you need for the wide world or wide universe that is Star Wars, you kind of need that like railroading tree of abilities and things like that to kind of keep everything.
Well, that's exactly where I expected this to go. So space opera.
Railroading tree.
Choo
Actually, we're all meeting up at the railroading tree. I don't know.
Made me have the railroading
That's
tree.
right. All right, so I like that. So sci-fi space opera theme. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah. You guys are a group of party members that we will define as we go through. So have in mind, I'll go ahead and set up the setting as the GM and the one who's going to be asking the questions.
Because your first question is, does the game master need our group?
Exactly.
To be
Exactly.
something in
Exactly.
particular.
So we'll say you are on a large exploration spaceship, and you are kind of the forerunners of a much larger group of ships that are looking for a planet to settle on. So think maybe BSG, Battlestar Galactica. That sort of, everybody's on this big ship and it's kind of out in front of everything else, but you are a year ahead of everyone else. So it's literally like there's no reinforcements. You have to rely on each other to do your job and to do it well, or else the survivability of the rest of the people on the ship could be compromised.
Help me out real quick. Is this Star Trek original or Star Trek Next Generation where there are passengers on board this ship?
We're going to say Star Trek Next Generation style.
Okay, so
there are
are we crew
civilian
or passengers or
Sure.
prisoners?
Yep.
This is actually kind of stacking up to sound a little bit like the greatest science fiction movie of all time, Space Mutiny.
All right. Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
I'll send you a link
Okay.
to the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode on YouTube.
Okay. That's all you had to say right there.
I say we're gonna have to place our faith in blast hard cheese.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to, now that we kind of
Have you seen Ice Pirates?
Oh, I love that movie.
Long
gosh.
time ago.
Okay, I'm going to go over the 10 questions that are here, and then we'll go back and we'll actually start kind of answering these questions. So, the first question out of these 10, does the game master need our group to be something in particular for his or her plot? Number 2, in brief, what will our group be when the game starts? Number 3, when and how did the characters first meet? Number 4, are the characters located in the same place or willing to travel to a common meeting place? If not, how will the characters be brought together for the game? Number 5, what major events have they shared in their past? Number 6, on a personal level, what keeps the characters together? Number 7, what goals are shared by all of the characters? Number 8, is there enough moral agreement among the characters to keep them from abhorring each other? Sorry, I don't know why I hesitate.
That's a word to hesitate on, though.
Yeah. So, number 9, is there any potential conflict between characters' personalities, goals, or ethics that could become so great the plot will fizzle out or players will be excluded? And number 10, what plot elements are in the group's history the game master can use in his or her plot? Yes, Lance.
Everything.
Everything.
in
That's
your
right.
backstory becomes
right.
a plot hook.
That's right. Okay, so let me see if I can set this up. We're on an exploration ship. We're on a scouting mission, recon. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say I can see why these are ordered the way they are, because the very first thing you have to answer is what does the game master want?
Right.
Because that immediately answers the next question, what is the party going to be? Which is whatever is the absolute opposite of what the game master wants.
Right. Absolutely.
So
whatever will make the game master cry the most, that's what we are.
All right, I got it. So I have to write something down so that I remember. Okay. You have arrived in the orbit of a planet that looks like it could be habitable. Currently, the planet is called Teal 5. Okay? To give you a little bit of reference, that way you can just...
Is it spelled T-E-E-L?
Sure, it is now. Yes, and... okay, so Teal 5 looks promising. We need a crew to go down and explore some areas that we've scouted out from our scans that could be possible drop points for people to go down and do further exploration of this planet.
So if we're going with the Star Trek theme, the captain has to go, because apparently the captain goes everywhere, even though he really shouldn't.
In the original series.
In the original series,
Okay,
yeah, not
fair
Next
enough.
Generation.
No, okay.
It's very
Riker's like,
rare, very rare for Picard to be on planet.
Fair enough.
It's like if
Riker
they get
was
shore
on
leave.
it just about,
Well, I mean, he always
80.
wanted to go, but they
Yeah.
would argue it with him every time.
right.
So.
Yeah. I
Riker's
think
like, no.
the only episode I can think of right off the top of my head that he was actually the only person on planet was
Anything involving Q?
no. I mean, this was a voluntary thing. It was when oh my gosh, if Deb was here, she would know exactly the episode. But it's the one where they talk about
The
Gilgamesh.
one where they met the aliens on the planet?
It's the hush.
He's abducted.
The movie Nemesis. He was
Yes.
there. Okay.
Yes. No.
Yeah,
You're an
he was.
idiot.
He was.
He was, but they beam him off the bridge, I believe, and he's supposed to meet this other alien. The other alien uses metaphors to communicate. If Deb was here, she'd already know the title.
I'm
of it.
sure.
It's called Darmok.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
okay.
The aliens are called the Children of
That's
Tama.
right. That's right. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Yes.
Yes.
I love that's my favorite Star Trek Next Generation episode. Anyway, so yeah, that's like the only one. Now that I'm geeking out about Star Trek, that's the only episode that I can remember that Picard was actually like planetside, especially planetside by himself. Like I don't think I ever remember him being on planet without a crew with him.
Captain's Holiday. But he
Well,
was on
yeah,
vacation.
Yeah.
Was he on planet when what's her name got killed by the
No.
oil monster? That was
No,
Riker.
That was Riker. Because Riker gave one of his traditional half reports. It's like, what are you seeing, number one? Trouble.
Great. You can take care of it, right? Because we can't expend any more crew.
So,
Could you
All right.
elaborate on that?
so,
maybe?
so if you need a
on the
crew,
Yes.
the game master needs a crew.
We need a crew to go down and scout
There
this
are,
planet out.
there are currently 5 of us. Who is not wanting to be crew?
I want to be a pirate.
Pirate?
Space pirate.
Well,
Yeah, the pirates
Who don't do anything.
There you go.
Yay, VeggieTales. Anyways, you're going to be a...
I will go with what the group wants.
I understand that. There's going to be the internal conflict.
You'd be a former pirate. Be like a pirate. Maybe
be
you
like-
knew this sector of space, and we
Yeah.
recruited you for as a consultant type thing.
yeah, like in
than turning loose.
Voyager,
Pirate
they had the space terrorist
Yeah.
that they turned brought into their crew. Chakotay.
Blink, blink.
Yeah, the rebels.
So this is a scouting
Half
ship.
of their crew is a rebel crew.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is a scouting ship. No extraneous passengers. Then they're all what would be either crew members or there for a purpose. Was that what
There
you
are
said?
civilians on this
There
ship.
are civilians on
There
the ship.
are
Okay.
civilians on the ship.
So
All
are we
right.
like a first wave colony? Like
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
like we okay
Yes.
if
There-
everything's green,
your
then
ship,
we're gonna
exactly. Your ship is kind of the again. You're the front runners of a much larger group of people that are traveling. You are a year or more ahead of them to give them reports, and they when they all get there and arrive, what they're looking for is a stable or at least semi-stable colony to join up with. So you're just constantly sending in reports of where you have been, what this planet looks like, is it potentially habitable or not. They send this, and sending out a scouting party is something that they would regularly do. There's a rotation. So your group may have been on one or two before, but this is obviously there's always risks. This is a different planet. You don't know a whole lot about it. So they're asking you as kind of the crew that's next up to bat, hey, this is what we need you guys to do.
Okay, so
I don't want to be a pirate anymore.
I feel
Okay.
I feel like this crew
Be the rogue.
needs someone that has either been here or has been doing a lot of research on this area. And I'm totally fine taking that role if that's necessary. But I feel like the crew needs that because, yes, we're just out here in searching in space. But there's got to be a
Searching in
Searching in
space.
space.
There's so much of it.
so much.
I feel like we're now
Just a lot of space
we're stopping
meaning.
at Teal 5 to make sure it's not fabulous.
Yeah, it could have been Taupe 4, but it's Teal 5.
Yeah, sure.
Which I'm pushing for Cerulean 6 because A, it's one better, and B, it's easier to key in Photoshop.
There you go.
Wow. So I'll say part of the crew and research. I'm a research expert. We'll say that.
Research scientist.
Yeah, there you go. Research
Research
scientist.
scientist, okay,
Cool. All right, need some roles. Phil, choose a role.
I don't know. I feel like the crew. I feel like being part of the crew is the way to go because the crew's going to get to do way more. And I would say they're going to need someone who knows how to build things, operate equipment, fix things in the field. So tech specialist, engineer
Okay.
type guy.
Okay, field tech, engineer. Okay.
The captain is dead. Pick a job.
Make a
Yeah,
job,
pretty
right?
much.
Okay.
All right, so actually, I have a question regarding roles because there's different angles that a crew like this can go from, and that is military, government, or civilian or private civilian.
Okay.
And is this a mix of those or just?
Yeah, I would say it's being headed up by a military.
Military or
it's being headed up by. That's a very much better way to put it. It's being headed up by a governmental body that encapsulates certain material aspects. But there's also enterprise. And not the ship, but the function. There are people there that are traders and artisans and things like that. So it's kind of literally like a complete.
Right.
Are we talking Federation or are we talking colonization?
Define.
Well, okay, so Federation. We're more reaching out to find out what is there to have them kind of come into the fold,
sure.
or are we colonizing? As in, we need this place.
The second.
Okay.
You don't. The second.
Got it. The second one provides more conflict options. Got it.
That said, to answer your original question, most crews are set up at a military or at least a top-down
hierarchy
rank structure.
Yeah.
Right.
So even if you are the research scientist, you have a rank where someone has to listen to you and you have to listen to someone else.
Right. One of the reasons I bring that up is exactly for that, because if you have a non-homogenous group where they've got privately contracted scientists and engineers and such, and like actual military or government agents over them, then usually they're going to be at the top of the pecking order, even if they're less qualified.
This is a research mission. However, if we encounter something hostile, the military takes over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. I actually like that.
Yeah.
I like that setup.
Sounds good.
Everybody's looking at me. So
Well, it's because you started talking.
I started talking. Everybody's
just have
looking at
the
me,
mic,
so I feel like I should
Because
probably.
you were talking.
I mean, do you have a
Well,
role
that's what I was
then
gonna
in
say.
mind after that
I
question?
should probably go ahead and come up with a role for that then.
Sure.
Since I brought this on myself.
for it.
I am actually thinking either a security officer or a scientist, like a xenobiologist.
Oh,
You gonna grow potatoes?
Biologist. I like that.
Gonna grow potatoes?
Yeah. and in absolutely the grossest way I can imagine.
He has a slime for everything. It's weird. All right.
Which I would be leaning towards the scientist archetype.
Go for
with
it. Go for it.
Xenobiologist is just a good word
It
anyway.
is.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
a lot of really nice syllables in
Octogenarian, xenobiologist. We're learning so
We're
much
learning
together.
words. All right, Lance and Avital.
I will save to last.
Of course you will.
Of course you will.
Yeah, everyone
a
raise
cat
their hand in
or something.
surprise.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
last time that you were.
It's true. We're trying to
I can
give
be
you
that
power.
same character on this ship.
You could. That's true.
Can we have genetically
that is
engineered
actually-
helper buddies? Like Psyhounds from Rift?
Or like
Now that's an
Rocket,
actual
but a
question.
dog.
Well, I don't know if we've reached that point in the group template, but is this? We said this was like a colonization effort. Is this a purely human endeavor, or is this like a mixed crew, or have we ever?
I guess it
encountered-
depends.
Are there
I guess it depends
aliens?
on what race you guys decide to take.
Or
Okay.
can we be non-humans
I'll-
landing on Earth, and that's what Teal
We're all
finds?
Daleks. Every one of us is a Dalek.
A Dalek. Exterminate the Doctor and all of his buddies. Let's party.
The tech engineer Dalek still says exterminate.
Dude, it's been years. All right? Get over yourself.
I can only say 4 syllables. That's it.
No, but I do think it would be hilarious to be the aliens colonizing Earth. I think that's
I'm not
great.
defining that. I will let you
And
do that.
what role are you going to take? And we'll see where this goes. Because
I really love that idea, by the way. I just want you to know. Jerry. I really love that. Oh, look. They have water. I haven't taken a bath in
so
28
much
parsecs.
water.
I hope.
28 parsecs, so 28 measures of length.
Yeah, you got it.
That's how far it's been since he had a
15 feet.
shower.
That's
I haven't
long-
taken a shower in 15 feet.
You're 15 feet from the shower.
That's right, yeah. Just constantly on. I just never
But Bill, the shower's right there. I know, it's 28 parsecs away.
just walks in with a towel. Yeah. Like, I haven't taken a shower in 15 feet. I just thought everyone should know.
Yeah. Which is weird because I'm actually 20 feet away from the shower.
It's just kind of angled this way. You're going to need some mops, is all I'm saying.
I just turn on all the sinks and throw paper towels in it.
Oh.
All
Just
right.
a watering
Runs for the
can, just
stairs.
follow him around.
Right.
We're sinking.
All
in
right.
space.
No, I'm gonna go with
We're upside down.
like security type person, but I'm like, well, no one knows how old I really am, but I look like I'm like, 13. So no one takes me seriously, and then they regret it.
We got a Martian successor Nadisco thing going on.
All right. And Lance.
What did you say you were doing, Don?
I'm
He's the
playing
game
the GM.
master.
I'm
But you're going to have
everything
an
else.
NPC
He
in there,
plays
right?
the role of God.
God.
I'll be the atheist in the group.
I'll be the deist. We'll be brothers. Just constantly punching each other.
There is a God. There isn't a God. There isn't a God. There isn't a God.
We're not going to get anything done today, are we?
It's weird. It's like a session 0 every session 0. I was going to quantify it, but I don't see the point.
Yep. What are you thinking, Lance?
I see the gerbil running.
I don't know. I think if we're going to have aliens in this thing, I think I would like to be the local.
local-
Local national.
Oh,
What?
So,
Like an inhabitant of the planet.
Someone who's from the area.
Okay.
from TL5.
Or an adjacent.
or maybe
sure.
maybe the solar system that
You
TO5
just cast
falls
yourself
in.
as Neelix. I want you to be aware of that. I have
no idea what you just said.
Oh, it's from
Yeah, I guess
Voyager.
I don't think you watched
Voyager.
Voyager.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Neelix the cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sorry.
Although, what does he do? But somehow he's indispensable.
Away team.
Yeah.
On every away team, even though he has virtually no useful skills.
Interpreter.
Interpreter?
That kind of character. Someone who's
there
been
you
in
go.
the local area.
A
who
diplomat
may-
interpreter
may
knows.
know the local languages
Cool.
or customs.
Got it.
Or,
There you go.
hey,
Okay.
you might want to put on your respirator. You're not going to be able to breathe on this planet.
Right. Okay. So Lance is playing, we'll say the local
He's our native guide.
relations.
There you go. I'm your native guide.
The guy would just be like, "Hey, can you help us?"
He's
find
the
a
only
coconut
human
for
on
an
the ship.
American
I'm the
Coca-Cola?"
ranger.
He's the human on the ship.
I'm a druid.
Oh, now we're getting.
All right,
now
you know what?
turning
We're
to
going with
Lex.
this. We're going with this. We
Yeah,
we
right.
are aliens looking to colonize Earth. It's happening.
Okay. All right.
Maybe he was an astronaut.
making a
and we,
ruling.
like, grabbed
There you
Teal
go.
5 is
Is Earth?
TL5 is Earth.
Maybe you're like George Clooney, and when you got launched off into
honestly,
space, we,
teal is a
picked-
good
we
descriptor.
caught you.
It is, but
Even though
technically
it's the
we're
third-
what we're the
blue
third
and
planet.
green.
But
We're the third planet from the sun, but if they started
no
Yeah.
third
from the
planet
outside and they
from that.
didn't consider Pluto a planet,
Why would we? There's like a billion other
right? Yeah.
similar objects in the Kuiper Belt.
They go, oh, look, we'll just move this. Oh, it's the fifth planet. It's so far the only inhabitable one we found.
oh, okay.
There's like 8 planets that way, and over here there's 2 little rocks spinning around each other.
I don't understand. It's just they're disco balls for Neptune, all right? Just leave it alone. Walk away from the viewfinder.
There's actually we expected 8 planets, but we ended up running into a 9th, and we feel like some third grader is going to get a bad grade in science class.
But only because his parents are adamant.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
Wait a
my
minute.
goodness.
Someone else just dem-doored in.
That's right. Go ahead and introduce yourself, dim doorer, if you will.
Well, this is Dr. Deb, and it was actually a portal. I will have you know.
Oh, sorry. Teleporter. In
Teleporter.
This
It was a
teleporter.
teleporter. Yes.
All right. I'm going to set this up for you, Deb.
Yeah, I walked into a really
You're
interesting
good.
point
Okay,
in the story.
so we are on a scouting ship with a mix of governmental, military, civilian, artisan. We're on an exploration ship. We are looking to colonize a new planet in which we can inhabit. We are a year or more ahead of the rest of our people. Okay, we have found this planet. Hang on, Lance. Let me set it up real quick, and then I'll let you go. We have found this planet that we are calling Teal 5. Okay, it looks to possibly be inhabitable. we are sending. I am currently, as the GM / captain of the ship, sending an away team, if you will, a scouting crew out to this planet to find what kind of resources they have, explore around to find out what sort of landmarks or something that we can use for coordinates to coordinate a landing once the rest of our group gets here. Okay, they don't know that we're here yet, but we are currently just kind of orbiting the planet, checking it out. So I'm going to give you a rundown of the people we have in the crew, and then I'm going to let Lance go, and then I'm going to let you figure out. That way you have time to kind of figure out what part you want to play in this group, okay? Go ahead.
Can I just ask, are we in the movie First Contact?
We'll see.
Okay.
We could be Borg.
I'm pretty sure we're the Vulcans. Are we the Vulcans getting ready to make First Contact?
Who knows?
We're on the Axiom
The Axiom?
Oh, okay.
What
Okay.
is the Axiom?
Yes.
from Wally.
Molly.
Oh, okay.
Wally.
You're missing out. It's adorable.
It's a very good movie.
Then never
It's
mind.
actually-
We're on a ship called the
Enterprise. No, not really. Sorry.
Okay.
Liam wanted to watch
Sorry,
it
as
yesterday,
you were.
but
Okay,
we
so Josh
don't have it.
is playing the research scientist. Okay,
Of course he is.
Jay is playing our field tech and engineer. Fox is playing our xenobiologist. Okay, Avital is a security officer, and Lance is a local from this planet who's kind of giving us some insider information. Now, Lance, I am going to allow you to kind of define as we go what your level of cooperation is with this group and the people on this ship, considering you're a local, so you could have been abducted or you could have been visited and asked to come on.
I think
I will let you
the
define
group
that.
should decide.
Okay, that's fine. I don't want to define that. I want you guys to be able to, because that will add to the
In
conflict
fact, once
and the motivation
Deb
of the
comes
team.
up with her character, I will leave the room, and you guys come up with it, and I'll just run with it.
Okay, all right. All right, so
that is
Deb,
an astounding amount of trust.
Ironically enough, the next question in the questionnaire, when and how did the characters first meet, will fit for this perfectly.
absolutely. All right, so Deb, what is your character?
I
You
think
don't have to have a name or anything. Just at this point,
And
just
you
a
don't have to be the
function.
medical officer.
Yeah, just a function.
But you have to be the medical robot. If the ship has one, you will also play that role.
I was going to be the slightly overbearing and yet somehow incredibly good at her job first officer, whose job is somehow to
I like
corral
that.
all these
I
people
like
in
that.
some type
All
of
right.
organization.
Dr. Deb
That's so
is
good.
the commanding officer of the crew.
What did she say?
I'm super jealous. I didn't think of that.
Wait, I missed something.
The slightly overbearing and yet somehow organized and on top of it first officer, whose job is to corral all of you lovely folk on this ship so the captain isn't pulling all of his hair out to keep things
But in the case
moving.
of Picard, that already
Has none, yeah.
Well, that
Sure.
I watched that one.
I'm going to play the role, or I'm going to add the NPC role of the hologram. Why did you just hit your mic? The hologram that is
Cliche much.
obnoxiously, yes, absolutely, obnoxiously smart and constantly up the field tech engineer's rear end.
Have you seen Red Dwarf?
Everyone is dead,
I
Dave.
own it, but I have not seen it.
I brought
I
this
thought
on
he was going to be the
myself.
computer. I honestly thought you were going to be the
I
computer.
thought about it. I
the
thought about it, but-
computer, yes,
Yeah.
but who's
Yeah.
somehow snarky or something.
Right.
Equally,
Robert Picardo in a guest role.
What? Yeah, exactly. What can I do for you now?
Because I don't know why.
You know what? I like that better.
Marvin.
I want to do that.
Marvin.
Marvin.
I keep zoning
Oh
out.
yeah. Okay. Yep.
Our scientists have been, our coders have been working very hard to make a functioning AI that doesn't sound completely put out constantly. It just, something about AI, it doesn't work.
Open the door, Marvin. Close the door, Marvin.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I'm leaving.
In brief.
Yeah, what will the group be? We are crew
You already
colonizing
know,
the
okay.
Teal 5.
When and how did the characters first meet? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have
Lance,
to
if you want to step out, you can. If not,
He has stepped out already.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I need to open my eyes then next time. Okay. When and how did the characters first meet?
Well, you and I are
wanna-
scientists.
I just want you to know I really want to play this game now.
Me too. I don't think you understand.
Actually, coming out soon. I mean,
I'm pretty
Oh, yeah,
sure this is
Starfinder?
going to happen at Fear the Con 10.
Okay. Yes.
'Cause
Yes, and.
this is awesome.
Are you going to run this if you're
I'm thinking about it.
Okay,
'cause
nice.
that-
If you don't, we can work together and I'll
Okay,
run it.
sure.
And you guys can play.
But I
That's so
won't be
awesome.
there.
I got all the. You don't know that yet. You just need to get Friday off.
Google Hangouts.
Yeah, okay.
You Google Hangout me in.
Maybe.
So
I beg.
I was going to say, this sounds fun already.
Yeah. Hey, Fear the Con 10's a free con. You just got to pay for your hotel room. It's in St. Louis.
yeah, the con itself is free.
If you
No
guys
joke.
want more info, we'll give it to you.
Yep.
I've often said that I would love to go to.
Sorry, Brentwood, Missouri.
When is Fear the Con?
It
this
is
year?
June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
Yep.
Got to look into it.
Yep. Go to fearthecon.com for more information.
Really fun.
Well, like 23rd and 24th is the more correct.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes, because the
23rd, 24th.
22nd
I mean, it kind
is
of
the.
starts Thursday night.
Is that
Yeah.
Thursday?
The 22nd?
It's the
Wing night.
Worldwide Wing Night, but you have to sign up for that. It's still free, but you have to sign up because they only have like a certain number of slots, I think. So,
Noted.
yeah. Anywho,
Wait, I have to sign up.
I don't know yet. I don't even know if it's in Con Planner. We're
Anyways,
scientists.
Not the point.
Like, there's a high likelihood that we've worked together in the past.
Yeah,
So-
if nothing else, we're peers in on this ship.
Similar
so-
department. Yeah,
Correct. So
Absolutely. So,
I-
you guys are colleagues.
Right. So I think that
Okay.
one's a pretty easy lock there.
Okay. Josh and Fox are colleagues.
Now, I immediately put forth that both of us think that our particular discipline is the superior one.
And you'd be wrong.
I love that. Competing colleagues. Just constantly.
And yet
the
somehow
la-
at the perfect moment, you will both find that your colleague might have a piece of information that you need in episode 47 that will save the day.
Right, absolutely. And-
But only when they're put together.
Yeah, I was
That's
going to say
right.
when we end up in the bottle episode.
Exactly. Where it's just
We have to overcome
literally
our
it's
pride.
just the two of you. The entire ship, all the systems are shut down. The two of you are locked in an
You're writing
airlock
this down.
somewhere,
Oh, wait, we're
and you
recording
have
it.
to
That's
figure
good.
out how to get the ship back operating
With, like,
no tech
a pen.
involved.
Anyone working at
you got to
And a rubber
MacGyver it.
band.
anyone working at the escape room or breakout games.
There you go.
There's an idea.
There is your idea.
This ship,
And we expect
Good shit.
royalties in Mountain Dew and
or
Doritos.
or just
I
a
have
free
a-
trip in it.
An idea for Lance's character.
Oh.
Because he's like the human that we picked up.
Well, the local. He can be a human. He could be a
local.
Martian for all we
The
know.
local. No, but
He
I,
could be an alien hiding on Earth, watching the other humans, and we just happen to grab him, and we're like, "Hey, you know this area?" And he's like, "I just got here."
Like, this is my second week.
Oh my gosh! Anyway,
So they played this game of
he's a
baseball.
hitchhiker. He's a hitchhiker. We just happened to pick him up.
that's actually
Did
better
you
than what I was
bring
going to say.
Well, what were you going to say? I'm still interested.
Oh no, like that he's an astronaut that, as I am totally stealing from the Potato Movie,
Oh, sure.
that like got left for dead on a planet and is just super pissed off. That he got left for dead.
He's like, "Sure,
and we
invade
picked him
them.
up.
They're jerks. They left me there to die."
Or like he's
That's
George
it.
Clooney from that movie where he gets launched into space mysteriously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. there
that
you
was
go.
such a horrible movie.
Or he's Bruce
So
Willis,
bad.
and the aliens actually showed up to snag him right before the nuclear bomb went off and blew up the asteroid.
Okay, so let's combine
I
those because
love
that's
that.
hilarious.
I love that.
You're stuck on a planet. Lance is stuck on a planet, and he's literally, we see him like through our sensors or whatever, stick his thumb out, and we're like, "That's important."
Oh,
and
this
we
planet- This planet supports life. Up, false alarm.
who are you? Where are you? Why are you there?
I love
I'm
it.
an Earthling, and they left me here.
Jerks.
All right, love it.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
What else we got left? Obviously, you're the first officer. So when we're all assigned to the ship, you just get put in charge over us.
You're the babysitter.
I'm trying to figure out if I've been on this ship for a while and if you all were just assigned, and so I'm sort of like, my ship. I have been on this ship for the last 2.5 years. You don't touch that. No. It's the yellow button. It's not the red button. It is the yellow button. What are you doing? Type of kind of possessive.
Okay.
Mine.
Micromanager.
I love that.
Because
Oh
I
my
can
God.
do it naturally, for one thing. And also, I think it's really funny.
That's true.
Because it's like mine.
Yeah.
My ship.
Like,
you kind of, you know.
If you had someone who played someone who was as logical as Data,
Yes.
but as forthcoming as Riker.
Oh, yeah.
The reason you're doing this wrong is because
Is because of this,
hang
and
on,
this.
I have a list. Let me.
Tech analyst
Oh my
or
God.
engineer. How did you?
The character I had in mind was someone who actually doesn't like. He was going to be essentially sort of the kind of character that is a spacer and doesn't really have any interest. Like the colony thing is great. That's the mission, but he doesn't really love going dirt side. Like he's there because they told him to be.
Right, he was voluntold. For
He
this
was
mission.
voluntold.
So he was
And
he's thrown into the
he's
ranks.
used to like
I like that.
borderline.
So you're a little bitter. And so the fact that you have this constant computer ridiculing you, you're just like, I could break you.
Hey, welcome back, Lance.
Thank you very much. So, who am I and how did I get there?
You were apparently abandoned on a planet by your mission. Either something broke down or you no one had come to pick you back up, and we happened to be flying by. You literally stuck your thumb up, and we thought, "Oh my goodness, this is a colonized planet." Is it teleport? It's not teleporter.
Said,
What?
hey, stop and find out if that's a vulgar gesture. Make sure this guy's not insulting us.
That's right.
And then,
as you
from what I
fly
heard from
by
Deb,
him-
she'll say, according to Regulation 6, Paragraph 5,
That is correct.
subsection
Yes.
2, and A, that's just some guy asking for a ride.
That is correct. That is the diplomatic
But
gesture for pick me up.
You informed us that there is a couple planets over an actual habitable planet, which
So
is
I
where
was
you're
marooned,
Just
Yeah.
teeming with
In
On
life.
space.
City Alpha 5.
but I wasn't growing potatoes.
from. You hadn't had an
You were
opportunity
marooned
yet.
on Teal 4,
Oh, okay.
which is the red planet.
Oh, okay.
It's got a kind of an Iceland-Greenland thing.
Yeah.
I was marooned on Crimson 4.
Crimson 4. Teal 1, Crimson 4. They just call it,
That was
T-
another question.
T3.
T3. That was another question I had. Is what is the scope of this vessel? Are we looking at a smaller, more intimate vessel like Voyager, or is this something, say, as grand as
Like a
the
capital
world
ship or
ship
something?
Cinnabar?
Somewhere in the middle.
The World Ship Cinnabar sounds like it was created by Cinnabon and is a floating advertisement.
just a bun.
That's what I was
Say, well,
thinking.
the world ship Cinnabar is grand for certain values of grand. But wow.
It's the first
a
ship to
pull.
break the 1,000 credit. What? Anyways. In 28 parsecs, right next to the shower.
That's right.
Well, if we're a scout ship going ahead of a bigger I would see that would being smaller. You wouldn't do a big grand ship as a scouting expedition, would you? I mean, from a logical standpoint.
Probably smaller.
It would be a smaller, more tight team.
Right, but
During this
we
group,
need
okay.
civilians that we can sacrifice.
Yeah.
Send down to the planet.
We do still have lots of different types of people, so
Yeah.
slightly bigger than just
Sure.
a tiny.
Well,
Bigger
scout
than
ship.
Voyager, smaller
we
than
didn't
Enterprise?
answer this.
Right.
Did you create the computer, or did you get trained on the computer?
I like to think that they thought that I was assigned to the computer, this computer program. It's supposed to be make me much more efficient.
Yes. But really, it just irritates the ever-loving
So basically,
crap
what
out
it
of
did
you.
is it increased the amount of stuff I have to do and offers no actual.
So Windows Vista.
That, yes.
That's
Hey,
fired.
end of life support today. So
Josh. Good morning, Jim.
yes, Jack.
So the ship is no bigger than.
A breadbasket.
This
We'll
living.
say yes. I like that. So you're.
Actually, for that episode,
I'm really a flea from the planet Earth. How you found me?
Okay, so we'll say that
He just has to go back to Earth, like kind of straddling the top of our spaceship, like hoping not to fall
I've
off.
got a
and
cowboy
breach.
hat and spurs.
That's right. We'll say that the ship is small enough to be able to land on the dark side of the moon.
Oh,
Okay.
there's episode
In order for
48.
Right. In order for them to be able to actually send, pods of crew out.
Okay.
Oh, if you
And get there
Before
in a
they
fair-
realize we're there.
Right.
say the dark side of the moon, so we're going to have to, so there's going to be a major thing. We're going to have to avoid tripping over a terrible Michael Bay sequel.
Exactly.
I figured that we just have to be careful
Or a
not
really
to quite sync
cool
up to
rock and
Wizard of
roll
Oz.
Yeah.
I was seeing that as episode 48, right after you all figure out, that you might have something useful. Then you have to use your powers to make it through the dark side of the moon.
I think it's hilarious that she thinks we've made it to 48 episodes. That's at least 3 seasons.
Yeah.
What are the odds Fox is going to air this show in order anyway?
Exactly. Good point. Oh, another
Speaking
good
of-
shot
Why are those
fired.
Speaking of
humans
shots.
going from Earth back up to a spaceship? What did I miss?
That's
First
awesome.
season and a half, buddy.
Wow. We're on question 4 and have like 10 minutes. So
Well, let's get this done. Okay.
We can't split this?
we have another whole other background to do.
I'm kind of liking what this is doing, but okay, fair enough.
We could. And
Okay,
do
I mean-
2 more episodes for the other one because
Oh
I
my
know it's going
goodness.
to take that long. But anyway,
It very
okay.
well could.
All right. So, are your characters located in the same place and willing to travel to a common meeting place?
Yes.
If we're not willing to travel,
I am unwilling to go anywhere else but home.
Well, I'm not willing.
if we're not willing to travel, the motion of the ship is going to take care of that for us.
Exactly.
I'm not going to
okay.
walk.
What major events have they shared in their past?
Well, we found some human on Mars.
We don't know if he's a human
No,
or
it's
not.
Crimson,
Sorry.
Crimson 3.
Crimson-
Sorry, we
Crimson
found
4, excuse me.
an
Crimson
inhabitant of Teal 5 on Crimson 4. That's a major event.
Just very confusing.
Let's see.
Okay.
4. Wait till you see Taupe 2.
So, okay, is this? Are we going to say this is our planet's first attempt at colonization?
No.
Oh, it's not. Okay. All right. So,
Is it?
There were 3
is it-
other
You're
crews
all from
before
the
you
same
that-
planet, or is this a confederation? So you all can play different races, or
Oh yeah, that was a question.
no, I think it's the same planet because we as our planet are trying to colonize another one. So we are of the same race, or yeah, at least the same planet. Which there could be multiple races on the planet.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Absolutely.
I mean, it just
You were all
depends.
from the same planet. I'll give you that
Okay,
limit.
Same planet.
You're from the same planet.
So then we've all experienced the 3 prior, or at least has this been like
Been aware?
over 100 years, or are we a long-lived race? I guess it's part of those questions. Have we experienced that first attempt at colonization?
Yes.
Okay, so we all have experienced that, like in school
heard
or
about it,
something,
Right.
or maybe you were there. That was looking at
Did you
Avital, by the way.
mean this is their 3rd attempt at colonizing planet?
There,
Earth?
you are the 3rd crew to be sent out to a planet that
So to
is
a planet,
that has been
period.
potentially
So this is our
inhabited.
Have the-
first hit at Earth.
Yeah,
Right.
have the other 2 come back?
That's
One
a
of
good
them,
question.
maybe.
One of them. At
We'll
least.
say one.
One. Okay.
We'll say the first one.
The first one came back, but
Yeah,
the
they
second
came
one was a
back and they're like,
tragedy.
no, this one's, and then everybody's like, oh wait, this planet looks really
then the
good.
second one?
Sure, we'll send in the
they
second
got there,
team because
but then
they're
one
awesome.
of their crew blew it up.
Right.
The whole planet. Just that was Pluto.
No wonder it doesn't exist anymore. They got stuck in the vortex of stupid.
They just got into a big fight with the Migo.
So we don't want to be crew number 2. So crew number 3 all the way.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
We're number 3. We're number 3.
As a matter of fact, that's the mission motto. Don't be crew 2.
I think the mission
be
motto
that
is
guy.
mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Never
So
again.
that's why I'm so flippin' paranoid, because I know all the mistakes that happened for Crew 2 because I read all of the mission reports until they all disappeared.
So-
So don't do that!
Is
Pluto
there a
falls
universal
no more.
translator on the ship so I understand what you guys are saying?
Absolutely.
All right. So
to make it
for
easier.
crew 2, whatever your language is for that translates to that guy.
Oh,
I like that.
every time
We don't want to be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be
Is
that
it,
guy.
Is it also possible that is it possible that Lance's character has been with this crew for like a year or so? We've just been hiding behind the moon, while my character employed his skills as xenolinguistics to decipher the weird
I like that.
mewling
I
monkey
like
speak
that.
of these Earth creatures.
Or the ship keeps saying, it was there yesterday.
Right?
It's moved.
Okay. Question 6. On a personal level, what keeps the characters together?
Okay, besides work, besides
Besides
the fact that we're
besides-
on a
Besides the fact we're
job,
trapped on a ship
personal-
together.
Not
the
a
void of
professional.
space keeps them together.
I was going to say,
Personal thing
walls.
to me.
failure to work together will result in jettison.
The ship will do it for you.
So our fear of the black.
There you go.
they
Let
have
me rephrase that. Our fear of the void of space
There we
is
go.
what keeps us together.
I
So I
think
really love the idea of the ship using the term "they've been blacked."
No.
I
Veto.
Just
No,
Straight veto.
hard pass.
they've been suctioned. I don't know.
That I'll allow.
They've been vacuumed.
vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so
that.
Or their resources have been reallocated.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yes, see?
I like that.
That's
Soylent
clever.
Green is people. Yes, I like it.
the idea that I got is that we're going to go a little serious for a moment. Is that our families, those that have them, are they're back at home, and we won't see them again unless this is a success. So we all kind of keep that like between us and in mind as a reminder. We try and use the computer to communicate back, whether he likes it or not.
I think that is a good idea for one person to have.
Okay.
So that they are constantly thinking about that. Well, everyone else is like, mission, mission, mission. This one person is like, mission, but we got to do this because I want to see my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like every so often they just show a shot of them in there. They'll introduce them in their bunk looking at
The
finger
cutscene.
over the
like
photograph.
Yes, that lovely cutscene.
I
30
like.
seconds.
I like what I literally just felt that shift of hey, we're being real goofy to depth. That's what I love about. That's what I love about.
How long have you guys
storytelling.
been gone, and how much do you guys age? Because that picture is going to be vastly different than what they look like if you ever meet them.
Apparently, we've been gone a year.
I'm going to say you
But
guys.
how long
age,
is a year?
I'm going to say you guys age at half the rate of a human being.
Okay. All right.
Also, do we travel in hyperbaric suspension? Like, are we like put into a cryogenic sleep? Or
They
something?
might because we're a scouting mission. We're constantly looking at planets going by where we're.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
survey missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to.
So we'd have to be awake.
But we move pretty fast.
The civilians are.
Oh, there you go.
They're hanging out waiting to be awakened.
Yes, they are. They're kind of like the first settlers to begin the building of structures.
They're the
or
pilgrims. You guys
Yes.
are the Mayflower crew.
Exactly. I like that.
So
yeah.
good point. The next question I think does fall off of what you just said about it being one player with that particular. Because the next question's goals for, right?
Yeah. I didn't know if you guys were done with your personal level, what keeps you together thing.
Does
The
anybody
mission-
else?
the
Yeah.
mission?
Oh,
The mission. It seems like it's the big element, but
there's somebody that has family back on the planet.
sure.
I have family in.
On the
Cryostasis.
I like that.
Well done.
Okay.
Cool.
I feel like my character
No one believes me because I look like I'm 13.
is like a black sheep figure and is going to show his or her family, her or it, I don't know the
I
biology
like that.
of it, right? by discovering amazing things.
You're
and
like
all
the
this
middle
stuff. So
brother or the one that
Yeah.
wasn't taken seriously, and you're like, no, I can do something to show.
Yeah.
I want.
He's the sixth son.
Yes.
Like the seventh would have been the amazing one.
Yeah.
He's like, if only.
Yeah.
Like
want-
my dad was the seventh son, and I'm like one step away from amazing psychic powers. But I'm going to show them all someday.
Oh, you're number 8, the surprise kid.
Yeah, right.
They're like, why though?
Like, well,
So it goes
Jay, Dr. Deb,
Okay.
I want Debbie, I want you, and if you don't like this idea, that's fine. But on a personal, on a personal, on the personal thing that keeps you together, similar to what Fox just came up with, but you two are siblings. She is your commanding officer, and she's
sister.
always been the one who
younger
has
sister.
yes,
Younger sister.
Wait,
and
hold
she's
on.
always
That
been
might explain my attitude.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
All right.
So
'Cause I've
she's
got
always
this-
been the one that has kind of excelled and peaked early, and you're always the one that's got to put the extra effort in.
Right.
And she like rank wise, she's kind of like twice as high as you would be. Because you got to really put the work in, and she's just natural at it. So she's constantly.
She was Mom and Dad's favorite.
Yeah.
And Dad gave her the recommendation because he
Right.
was high up in the
'Cause-
company
yes.
or whatever.
And you happen to
You
get
were
in
the
because
stoner in
you-
college that he was
Right.
like, and
Also,
just
like-
take my son, please.
Also, like way into, I think way into the actual tech, like the actual like way,
Right.
like a gearhead. So
Yes.
less
Yes.
concerned with.
Right.
And I
I care
want-
about the rules. I don't necessarily know all the ins and outs, but I care about the rules, and I follow it to the T, and I know what I'm. But
And-
you were actually.
And
yeah.
your mother, Jay, well, you know, you and Deb's
mother's
mother
sister.
Yeah.
nurtured you
Well, we
because
are
she
of the
wanted.
same mother and the same parents.
I'm yes.
Okay,
Sure.
all right, full blood
For consistency.
Okay.
For
All right.
consistency.
Fair enough.
She nurtured your wants and dreams and helped you continue to be motivated to work hard.
Okay.
Your dad saw you as a natural and went, "There's my golden child. I'm not really concerned about what happens with my son."
I like that she is
Ouch.
very into regs, but he knows how it should really be
Right.
done.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, well, the regs say this,
So,
but
like-
if I rewire this, then it's going to work way
So
better.
she's
Right.
like, the regs
Exactly.
say this, and he's
So-
like,
Yeah, but the shortcut works better.
Right, but I
so-
memorized the
saying earlier.
handbook.
So what are you
Are
like?
you
have
kidding me?
arguments like on deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is
Like,
he like
so good.
Is he like
Oh my
Tuttle
gosh.
from Brazil?
If his name is Tuttle, you know, who am I to argue?
You and I are up for awards, and this mission is a defining factor.
Awards
Oh,
are
wow.
grants, like
Grants,
resource
yes,
allocation.
sure, yes, yes. Resource allocation.
And no prize, you get both fame and money.
But here's the thing. In order for either of us to get the grant, we have to work together because it's a duo one. And that's the thing. We've had this competition for years, but we have to
It's
work
like you're
together.
individually, you're both working up the ladder, and then finally you to this point where it's like, okay, I cannot do this without him, and he cannot do this without me, but I really don't like working with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like perhaps
So which one is
thing-
Sheldon?
Exactly. Get out of my head, Lance. I really would. Thank you. Goodness.
Well, what I was going to say is, what perhaps in the past this has happened before, but one of us got the win on that. I just bumped
It's fine.
bonked my mic. I apologize for that.
I head thumped it
So
earlier.
the
You're
other
fine.
one, yeah, I was just like, oh man, the editor's going to have fun with that one.
We
You
don't
haven't
edit.
listened to our
We
episodes,
don't
have you?
I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not edited.
No editing.
Only,
Was
only
my
if some-
child talking in the mic at the time, or was the
right.
dog
yeah,
barking?
only if somebody happens to curse, we'll add a little Mario jump in there. But for the most part, it's conversational. So
So this is like something I'm thinking like maybe this is something that has happened before. So the other one's super determined to be the winner this time.
okay, which one do you want?
Which one?
Flip a
do you
coin.
want? I've been making a lot of decisions.
That's all right. You know what? I'll take it. You got it last time.
All right.
You got it last time. I really want it this time.
Yeah, I can't let that happen because I got to show them all.
He has the award prominently displayed on his desk.
I also
Yes.
He
Polishes it
already,
daily.
he's already dusted the spot off where it's going to sit.
it's conspicuously visible. So if anybody has to come to my room, like to stand, if they stand in the door to talk to me, it's conspicuously set up. Looking
sorry.
right above my
I'm
head.
sorry.
just like,
I didn't
oh,
mean
yes.
to be obnoxious.
It's on a shelf in front of the toilet in his bathroom, so everyone that goes in there sees it.
Okay.
And
Go ahead, Fox.
I wanted to suggest a situation between my character and your character because you're the security officer, right? Are you? If you're like an officer, like a forward figure on that, I could see like a space opera show dynamic where I'm just like, we have to study these amazing alien creatures, and you're like, we have to put the safety of this mission first. You're a madman.
I have family on that ship. Yeah.
Always.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can probably answer this next question fairly quickly, or let's at least try. Question number 7. What goals are shared by all of the characters?
Colonize the planet.
To make the mission a success.
Okay.
I mean, obviously.
205.
To not die.
Yeah, to all
Or have
survive is
resources.
actually what I
Rule
thought.
number 1.
Okay.
Don't be that guy.
Survival is job one.
Number 8. Is there enough moral agreement among the characters to keep them from abhorring each other?
Yeah, I don't. At least to the level of we're not going to purposely kill each other.
Yeah,
I think in the beginning there would be some tension. Just because everyone comes together.
Right.
Especially for the new guy against you guys. Like, because on my planet, all the movies about aliens are bad.
Right,
And these
aliens have treated you with respect. They've fed you, they've talked to you, they want to learn about you.
But they want to take over my planet.
Sure, so it's kind of a
But you're really
conflict of
pissed
interest.
off.
I'm pissed off at the crew that left me there, not the entire species.
I feel like you're going to find my character really patronizing. It's like, yes.
Wow, you only have 2 feet?
Yes. And so how many hearts do you have?
Just the one.
Interesting.
I have to.
Stop messing with that guy.
So
Just
if one
answer the
goes
questions.
wrong, that's it.
But I see you have 2 eyes.
Oh, right, yep.
Your brain has 2 lobes. If I take one, are you going to be okay?
Will you survive? Okay.
So I see your
I
people
love
differentiate between verbs and nouns still.
That whole gender thing is
my
really confusing.
Okay. Wow, man. All right.
No, woman. Cisgender.
Number 9. Is there any potential of this? I don't even know why I'm asking this question. Is there any
Yes.
potential conflict between character personalities, goals, or ethics that could become so great that the plot would fizzle out, or players would be excluded?
Question. Do you have a plot? Yes.
The answer to the question is yes. If there's a plot involved, is what he's saying. So,
Oh, I got that.
Okay.
I totally understood what
Yeah.
he was saying.
I mean,
I think it's possible, but a lot of that question, every time I've read it, it comes a lot down to the player group, because conflict is okay as long as we're all working together. And if everyone is okay with the idea of potential, backstabbing, et cetera, or whatever, if the group has been okay with that, then it shouldn't fizzle out. But if in this session we're like, we're not here to backstab each other, then don't do it. Because if you do, it's going to cause people to fizzle out. They're not going to be interested because you did exactly the opposite of what you said you were going to do.
And I'm not a big fan of those games where everyone is on board with the same thing, but someone secretly wants to harm the other players.
Yeah, no betrayers.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yep.
That's fun in board games. It's not
Yeah.
as fun in an RPG.
For some, it's not. For some, it's not.
Right here.
Like it can be fun.
It can be,
I,
yes.
mean, I personally like Betrayal at House on the House on the
Yes.
Hill
Yes.
with
That is
Betrayer.
maybe my favorite
That's
board game.
different.
It's great.
That's actually a pretty cool game.
Yeah.
I think a Leroy Jenkins is different than a betrayer. Leroy Jenkins is just really fired up and wants to get things moving, whereas someone else is like, my job, once we all get on this planet, is to kill you all.
Right. Yeah, no, not cool.
Because even your character in this situation is not to that, but may want to try and convince us to live with the humans instead of take them all over. So
Right, but I wouldn't be like, all right, as soon as we get to Earth, I'm going to call NASA. I'm going to like,
right. So that's funny.
That's what it is before we let him go back into the population, we spray him with rum. So it's just like, aliens are
Done.
coming, and people are like, sure thing, drunkie.
Sure, right.
Here's $1. Try to get yourself something to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seriously,
Sober
just
up.
by blood alcohol
as soon as I
content,
get
guy
there, they
used to
flashy
be an
thingy me from Men in Black.
your blood currently shows
That guy
plastic.
used to be an
That's
astronaut.
not.
Oh, he just smells like alcohol.
It's not our policy to fit, local guides with brain control chips, but I want you to know it's feasible.
It's against regulations, but I'll allow
It's
it.
definitely against regulations.
Just saying.
But if I'm not
Feasible-
around when the regulation is being broken,
Feasible and potentially hilarious.
So in other words, answer to question 9 is it comes down to the players. Yeah, I think as long as everybody's okay with what we're doing and we're all in agreement that this particular party would not try and turn on each other, then I think we're okay.
I think hilarity ensues at small versions of that, but not at catastrophic versions.
Right,
of that.
right.
Well, it's, as you say, like, conflict equals interesting storyline.
Agreed.
So, I mean, as long as we don't have characters running around, like, shouting homophobic slurs at me,
Like,
I'm going to stay.
A prank is doable, but an assassination is not.
Sure.
Well, it's also one of those things where you got to maintain that line between conflict between the characters and conflict between the players.
Correct.
Like, you have to divorce the two.
Yeah.
Correct. Because you can have a really solid conflict between players, but in the end, it was like, that was so much fun to do that, and the players are totally cool.
That being said, I've got something really cool to show you in the airlock. It's okay.
You're not getting me again.
Fool me once.
I've been in every ship we make. Go ahead. Question 10.
All right. Last question on the questionnaire. What
more for you.
I know. What plot elements are in the group's history? In the group's history, can the game master use in his or her plots? So,
All of them.
as a GM, if I were running this game, I can definitely tell you all of the conflict points that you guys have hit. So the competition between Fox and Josh, that would be a huge one. The competition between Jay and Dr. Deb as the commanding officer and the junior tech officer, and that relationship as brother-sister and dealing with their family conflicts as well. And then kind of the personal conflict of Lance looking at his species and having that internal conflict of, these are the people that left me, but these are my people. In the same
There's
respect,
a television show there somewhere.
in the same respect, Avital having a very similar conflict as saying, my people are here and they need life, and I'm going to go help find it. And how they balance that as a party. That would be kind of the beginning, like, that's like the first 12 sessions. Like, if we played this once a month, it would be that. It would just be building off of this, and I could even see it as the first 2 or 3 sessions, just you guys haven't even left the ship. And you guys are constantly just figuring out your
status quo.
Yeah, establish the status quo. How are things going to work as the party? And then session
The
4...
cliffhanger is they finally get into the airlock and they're going to go to the planet.
Yes,
that's the big
absolutely.
mid-season break.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3.
Absolutely.
That's where we've landed.
And then
I think that would
the
be good.
end cap is like the conflict of, oh, geez, these people are sapient. What are we going to do with this planet full of billions of other alien life forms? And
Right.
that's the menagerie.
I like that.
All right. So,
Do we try as a species, as a quote unquote civilized species, do we try and cohabitate with these people, find places that are remote enough that they have not found, or potentially settle in an area? For example, if you have the tech, settle under the ice of Antarctica where no one ever knows that you're there.
Or just hang out on Antarctica until global warming makes it awesome
Exactly.
for us.
Or
You enact global warming so that it
or the
wipes
purpose
out.
global
It's us
warming
the whole time.
exists. Yes.
Al Gore was wrong.
That's right. It was always us.
I do like the
actually
idea
an
of
innovation.
someone on the security team just be like, just wipe them out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
start anew.
Yeah. If we eliminate them from the equation. Yes, Fox.
Okay, so what if the planet is actually super uninteresting to our species, but all of the like carbon-based toxin that humans pump out has made it ideal?
Oh, like if we would have, if you guys would have shown up 150 years beforehand, you'd been
It was like,
It is
never
as
mind.
toxic to them
all this
as
oxygen?
the dinosaur type atmospheric things would be to us. However, as things have progressed,
Yes.
it's ideal
the
to
carbon
them,
monoxide
and we're killing
levels,
ourselves
especially
slowly.
in Asia.
Like
Tokyo.
we
I love
require
it.
a certain amount of mercury in the air.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so good, so good. All right, so very quickly,
wait, we have to keep them.
yeah, right.
No, just
Yeah.
their industry.
We'll just put them all in the
industry.
cities. They love that. They'll have that little space.
Yeah,
That'll be their
so
reservation.
it becomes home.
but in
becomes
somehow
home.
some like future down the line episode, you find out that the other alien species have actually been coming here, and all those theories have been true, and you're just another in the long line.
Right? Yeah.
That's season 3. That's
The Mandalorians,
That's
they're
the
annoying.
season
And
3
we're just
shark
like-
jump.
And then season 4 is like all of a sudden your alien race is discovered by humans, but then you warn them about this other alien race that has been there the entire time and now wants to wipe them off the face of the earth, and it becomes Halo.
Or we just invent another alien race.
There you go.
We just
We're
make it
come
up.
in
Like,
peace.
here's the plot.
We're here to let you know that the Solarans are on their way.
And then
Exactly.
basically we become like some weird version of Earth Final
I would
Conflict.
say this is
Oh, I
Teal
love
Final
that.
Conflict, is what it is.
That's right. Oh my god.
You'll be worshipped as gods.
Oh,
The only way that
love
this can
it.
be better is if
And
we
then
get
we
drunk by
invent
drinking
Scientology.
spoiled milk.
That's exactly right. We invent Scientology.
We invent Scientology in
No,
the end.
you
We
prove
invent-
Scientology.
Yeah, right. That's exactly it.
I was like, wait, you guys are dealing with your Thetans? How are you surviving?
What level are you?
It's like, oh, we got to talk to this guy, this cruise guy. He's level 7 clear.
He's actually an advanced scout.
Yeah, right?
All right.
Explains so
Oh my
much.
gosh. Okay. Okay. So
Summarize the group tip of the
group
3
tip-
questions.
I'm going to do it right now. Okay. First question, group concept. In just a few words, what is the group supposed to be? Okay, so I'm going to answer these for
Yes.
you guys. A scouting mission for a colonizing race. That is your group
Yep.
mission. That's what you're supposed to do. What common experiences has the party been through? So you've been traveling with each other for a year. You have worked together as colleagues or as subjects of study. You have relationships with one another as far as family is concerned, with competitive work nature and things like that. And then also you have family to think about. Several of you have family that are off in the distance on their way. Some of you have family here. Some of you have family down there. So it's all kind of wrapping into that. And then current situation. What's the current status of the group and its members? You guys are a crew getting ready to be sent out on a scouting mission, trying to figure out what is going to formulate the cohesion of that group. Where are you? Obviously, you're on the ship still. You're making preparations to leave. What are they doing? I just said that. Thank you. Gosh. What sorts of things are they interested in right now? So I would say, from my interpretation of what I have heard and gotten a chance to experience, Deb and Jay's characters are interested in that sibling rivalry, showing each other up, but then also proving not only to each other but to their families that they are not a mistake in either way, shape, or form. Josh and Fox are competing science officers, but they are interested in specifically their fields, but secretly how each other's fields can affect one another, because they kind of know that in order for them to get to that next echelon of that upper echelon of being a science officer, they unfortunately have to actually contribute to one another's work. Avital's character is interested in the survivability of her family, and making sure that this place is going to be a good home. And as all of you have said, you guys don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to be that guy. And then Lance is interested in A, getting home, B, making sure his family is safe, and C, trying to figure out which side of the fence he's really going to fall on, or if he's just going to ride it all the way down, and maybe eventually in season 4 be that figurehead that brings the two together. What? Okay. So
The first interstellar child.
yes.
So I feel like your last name should be Quisling.
There you go.
But anyway.
So that is the group template.
Yeah.
I want to add
was
one more
awesome.
thing.
Go
I wanna
for
add
it.
that my character knows that his discipline is a wider field, and that mine is super specialized
Sure.
and specific and that I need his work.
Okay.
But I don't want to admit it ever.
That seems totally legit.
Sure.
Yes.
I like
Okay.
that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Okay. So that is the group template. Again, thank you, Fear the Boot, for coming up with that, because I've never done that, and that was loads of fun. I could do that over and over and over again just for the experience of building the idea of a game. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys all had fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope everybody listening had a great time, because if you didn't, then you weren't listening.
No, they need to build their own.
And you need to build your own. Yeah.
Do your
absolutely.
homework, do your own.
We'll
Also,
have
in addition-
links. Go ahead.
Sorry, in addition, I was going to say that this is really nicely put together, because in addition to building
Yes.
this awesome game together, this thing also nicely doubles as a social contract for the table. where
Oh, yeah.
everybody just gets to
Yes.
figure out where their boundaries
Yeah.
are. And
A lot
how
of
they're gonna
session
make the
zeros are
game.
like that, and that's
Yeah.
why I like them so much.
Yeah. The session zeros as a GM are actually one of my favorite sessions, because I don't really I have to, like, I didn't prepare anything for this session. I knew what we were going to be doing. I hadn't looked at the group template until a little while before our episode. I knew we were going to be going over it, but I didn't look over it because I wanted it to be as much a surprise to me as the GM, to challenge myself as kind of laying out that story foundation, as it was going to be for you, building those characters inside of that, whatever that structure is. Josh, thank you for the suggestion of space opera, because hello, that was awesome.
Turned out
You know what I just thought of?
What?
From our last episode, my character, rabbits took over. And I had to escape.
Oh, my gosh.
And they set me into space, and that's why I was trying to get back.
I love that.
Oh my goodness! It only took an hour and 20 minutes
He
to
who
get
has
back there,
killed
but
1,000 rabbits is now seeking to go back
He
home.
was trapped on Crimson 4 trying to get back
That's
to TO5.
Okay. So as we like to do on our last episode, we established that Lance plays an awesome dog, and an oxygenarian is one that only breathes.
I once made a superhero that was an 80-year-old who controlled water named the Aquagenarian.
Nice.
Princess Katie, running theme.
There you go.
Right now.
There you go. All right. So our new goal for episode 143. You ready for this?
I am.
Fact, or
This
was it a
fact.
roll?
Sorry, it was a goal, and then I wrote it down. I
now
even
it's a
wrote.
fact, okay.
I literally wrote new goal because I'm a dummy. Because I was listening to what you guys were doing, and somebody said the word goal, and it just popped into my head. Goal! La 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 la! All right, new fact. The new fact for episode 143, our player template. This is the Starship Factor Prize. Its ongoing mission to abduct new life and civilizations, to boldly screw over whatever the GM prepared before.
Slow clap.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Jay, Fox, thank you so much for being on our episode. Again, let us know where we can find you.
You can find us on YouTube at Roleplay Roulette,
Okay.
or at our website, 7realmsproductions.com. That's numerical 7 Realms Productions. And I wrote a national anthem for our expedition team while we were sitting here.
I love it.
And I hope this doesn't press the boundaries
Go for it.
of what, but
Go for it.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's a cheer or an anthem for us, but it's let them all go to hell except Expedition Team 3.
All
And then
right,
with
I
a
love
rounding,
that.
don't
Oh,
be
my
that
goodness.
guy.
Thank you guys so much
Hell
for
was the
listening.
Planet 2 that got blown up.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for listening to episode 143. We love you guys, and we will check you later.
Good night. Bye.
please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus.